Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel on to oral skills. And this is the area where a candidate should capitalize on to score all the 30 marks. And very shortly, I'll take you through how to actualize this. But before that, viewers, allow me to continue thanking you so very much for your support. This channel cannot be where it is without your support. Again, to those who are new here, kindly hit on the subscribe button so that anytime we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. So under oral skills, it is quite predictable, as you will see, that there is a kind of a pattern of setting here. Under oral skills, in most cases, the first part will be either an oral poem or an oral song, a riddle, the short form of oral literature, or a narrative. And you will see in the 3 years how it is quite predictable. Like Kcse 2022, what was tested was an oral poem. And the candidate at Roman 1 was expected to describe the rhyme scheme and state its functions. So like here, the rhyme scheme, you were supposed to describe, and it was regular. So you describe the rhyme scheme, assign the various letters at the end of each and every line. Then after that, you say whether it is regular or irregular. Then you were to give two functions, of which one probable function would be to make the poem memorable or to create rhythm or musicality. At Roman 2, the candidate was asked how to perform a certain line. A line was extracted and the candidate was asked how to perform it. So at Roman 1, it was, I knew he was in the wrong. So in that case, a candidate should give one verbal answer and another non-verbal answer. Like, for instance, I would nod my head sideways to show that I knew that the man was on the wrong. That would pass as non-verbal. Then I would also say it in an angry tone. That would now pass to be verbal. The same as the last line that was also given, that so he was in the right. So verbal and non-verbal. Like a probable answer would be, I would use a reconciliatory tone to reconcile my earlier assertion that the man was wrong and now he is right. I would also use maybe, I would wear maybe a surprised face to show that he is now right. Apart from that, in 2021, again, there is an oral poem. Just now, this time, it is asking on sound features. And this is where we have features like alliteration, repetition of initial consonant sounds in words that are found in the same line of a poem. We have consonants, the repetition of consonant sounds in the middle or at the end of words that appear in the same line of a poem, and assonance, the repetition of vowel sounds. So a candidate should identify and give an illustration from the poem. Then, again, another question here, how would you say? So here, the candidate is going to be expected to talk about verbal cues, like stress. I would stress such a word. Not, you don't say you stress it because it is the content words, but you bring about that content, the message that those words emphasize. You can talk about the intonation, and in many cases, if the line is the final line, then it is always easier because you simply say, I would use a falling intonation to show finality. If it is a question like in this year, it was, do you love your neighbor? A question that requires a yes or no answer. You would simply use a rising intonation. Then, 2020, a riddle was tested, and a riddling session was given where at the first stage, which is normally called the invitation or proposition, there was this a person who poses the riddle who said, riddle, riddle. Then from there, the audience, or now the respondents, responded by saying, riddle, come. So that point was now acceptance. The respondent accepts for the challenger to pose the riddle. Then at the third point, there was the riddle itself being posed, that a small woman who cooks better than your mother. So that was the posing of the riddle itself. And then lastly, there was the response or the solution, that a B. So that was an answer to the stages of the riddle. That was 4 marks there. Then Roman 2, the question that was asked was the participants in a riddling session, of which we realize that adults and children can both be participants. Then lastly, the question asked that what would have happened if the solution was not given. So in such a case, a prize would have been given to the challenger, and the challenger would have gone ahead to give an answer. So that is a riddling session. So there are only 4 options, oral alternatives that can be here. Either an oral poem, an oral song, an narrative, or the short form of oral literature. Short forms are only 4: proverbs, tongue twisters, puns, and riddles. So you need to prepare well in these. And in short forms of oral literature, as you prepare, you talk about the features and you also look at the functions. When you prepare an oral poem and oral song, you are going to look at the sound features that are used or how rhythm is achieved. You are going to look at the rhyme scheme. You are going to look at the performance. How do you perform? And how do you sing? Those are the only possibilities in this first part of oral skills. So if you prepare well in it, then you are going to be